Hi everyone, it's Erin Cochran, the House Whisperer from RevealingRedesign.com. And for these couple of weeks, we're talking about my special process, the Soulful Home Solution, helping you to create rooms that feel good, that feel like home to you, that resonate with you on a soul level. And last week we talked about the first step, which is releasing. And this week we're going to talk about the second step, which is rearranging. So what does it mean that, what do we do in this step of rearranging? So obviously we're going to be moving stuff around. And I want to tell you a story. A few years ago, I was asked to help a client of mine to change their kitchen around. They wanted to renovate, but they weren't sure what they wanted to do. And they had an eating area in the kitchen that had always sort of been a neglected area. And then they had a peninsula in the kitchen with stools that everyone sat at. And no one ever sat at the table. And could we make the peninsula bigger? How could we work the space differently? Or they just weren't sure. They knew that they didn't love the space the way it was, and it was time for a change. So this step of rearranging is the most important one. It's sort of laying the foundation of whatever space you're working on, whether that be a family room or a kitchen or whatever. You're putting the big pieces in place and making sure that the space is going to function and feel good. So in this kitchen that I'm talking about, they had a big window at the back of the kitchen that was just beautiful with a lovely view. And that's where the table was, the kitchen table. But for some reason, people didn't end up sitting there. When they entertained, everybody wanted to be at the island. So we rethought the space and rearranged it. And I came up with a way that we could create a nice long island that ran the length of the room and gave them so much more seating at the island and gave them a beautiful view out those windows, which previously had been at their back as they sat at the island looking at the oven. So that's the beauty of rearranging a space, that all of a sudden a space that felt kind of drab or just you didn't want to spend much time in, you move the couch, you change things around, and all of a sudden that space becomes alive and feels welcoming. It really can be a miraculous thing, and it can be as simple as moving the couch. In a renovation, it's a bit more involved, but it doesn't mean that it's that much more expensive either, because I have actually helped clients to rearrange a room rather than add space on and save them tens of thousands of dollars because we made the most of the space they had. So if you are frustrated with the room, take on this step of rearranging. See how it can change things for you if you just change your perspective a bit and move things around and see how things might be able to be reoriented to give you an entirely different experience in the same square footage. All right, I hope this helps you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday to talk about the next step in the Soulful Home Solution. All right, take care.